Yo, welcome back, Xycor here, and today in our Re-Legend Magnus showcase, we're going to take a look at the starry Magnus of the Volga Coast. Yes, this Magnus is perfect for those who want to have a Magnus that looks like the Loch Ness Monster in its final form. Yes, this Magnus is Starfin, one of the early on Magnus in the Volga Coast area, although it's actually somewhat more difficult to get to as well because it's a little bit later in the early areas or so. But basically it's kind of a magic user, and I guess like a magical ranged nuker, like something like that. So yeah, so I guess I'll head out here and show you where you can find it. Okay, here I am at Shell Beach, and let me show you here. So yeah, Shell Beach over here. Basically, if you wanted to get to here, you could either go from the town entrance, you'd go through West Coast, I think through Sandy Beach, then I think it would kind of go through Windy Trail and Puffy Patch, and Shell Beach is up here. Or you could go the other way, you could go through Chalker Cove and then go up through here through Pincer Patch and then get here that way too. But basically, yeah, there's this pretty much exclusively spawns Starfin, as far as I know. I mean, of course, its evolved forms can spawn here too. That's usually the way it is. But also, there are some spawns that interchange with Xycor over here in the temple entrance as well. But it's not always Starfin. It can be sometimes Starfin, it can be sometimes Xycor, it can be a mixture. So yeah, those are the two places that they spawn. Now, basically, what you use to tame them is glow figs. So basically, their favorite food is glow fig. Let me put that on my hotbar here, or I could just hold it. That's probably the better way. So you just go up to them and throw it at them instead of throwing it at the wall. There we go. And this one liked it. So there we go. And just do the taming. Make sure you tap it hard enough, fast enough. There we go. And that gets you a Starfin. Now, basically, let's see here. Let's check it in here. Looks like they're around level 9 or so. So that's interesting. Oh, go back on here. And then if you look at them in the Magnuspedia, basically, their favorite food is glowfig, or you can use aqua crops, or you can use fish. So one of those three. And their attack is Starburst, which is a spark of light that stuns surrounding enemies. And then their party buff is a passive buff, but it does magical attack plus 5% and magical defense plus 5%. So it's okay for one of those, for like a magic user. So if you're going to be a rod user, then yeah, it's not actually bad for you. It can give you a nice bonus. So might as well just take a look at its attacks here. So basically, its main attack is, if I can actually hit with it, I think it's ranged. Yeah, I'm missing. There we go. Yes, it is a ranged magic attack. Does pretty good damage. There we go. And that's just its regular left click attack. And its right click attack does about 46 damage, but it's kind of ranged. It's ranged as well, and it's a magical attack. But it's not that ranged, actually. It is in a smaller AoE than its main attack. But it looks like it stuns for a second. So it's interesting. I don't know why I'm picking those up. But going back on here, looking at it again, yes, it's that Starburst that is the right click. So yeah, it's basically, I guess you could say maybe mob control. It might you know, hit multiple Magnus. Let's just do this. And do this. There we go. Let's drag them together. Just wait for them to get a little closer to me. Let's see. Yes, it is a mobbing attack, although it can actually get you pretty hurt doing it. But your main attack also kind of hits both too if it's right in line. So next, let's see. I'll go on to the next form. It's evolved form. Okay, I have my Starfin ready to evolve, and basically the requirements for it to evolve are, take a look here. To evolve to a Starfawn, it's required to be level 15 with 15 wisdom. It says greater than 15 wisdom, and level 2 affection. And the evolution food is glowfig. So yes, more glowfigs. So let's see here. Go back on here. Now, it says greater than 15, so I will do 16 to be on the safe side. That's the better thing to do, you know. Make sure you're on the safe side so you don't waste your evolution food. Okay, there we go. So, oh, one thing I should go over quickly is its drops, because why not? So basically, Starfin, when you defeat it, drops raw meat, juicy raw meat, star gems, star hide, and star scale. And these are increasing in rarity as you go along over in this direction. So basically, star gems are the most common, star hide are uncommon, and star scales are rare. So yeah, that's a little bit more information. So let's see here. Now I'll just actually I still have my glowfigs on my bar, so I will use a glowfig to evolve it. There we go, and it's evolving into a Starfawn, I should say. There we go, and you can see the resemblance of the Loch Ness monster. Yes. Okay, so now what does Starfawn do? Well, Starfawn, I might as well look at it in the Magnuspedia, because that's the best way to look at it. Now, Starfawn is also a nuker. Their behavior is passive, just like Starfin is. So basically, if you go out in the field and you find a Starfin, they won't attack you unless you attack them. Same thing with the Starfawn; they won't attack you. Now, if you find a Starfawn in the wild, their favorite food is a high-quality glowfig. You'd have to have that on you. Otherwise, you can use aqua crops or fish as well. They would work. As for its drops, I might as well go over those. If you defeat it in the wild, it will drop juicy raw meat and premium raw meat, and then it'll also drop star gems, star hide, or star scale, at, of course, the increasing rarity. As for its attacks, the right-click attack would be Cosmic Aegis, summons a shield that reduces incoming magical damage, which may be fairly useful to magical users, or frankly anyone. And I think this would be, is this the Q attack? I think it's the Q attack. Shoots out a powerful piercing laser, Astral Stream. Oh yeah, I should, of course, that takes 5 stamina and has a 10-second cooldown on Cosmic Aegis, and Astral Stream takes 7 stamina and has a 10-second cooldown on that. As for the passive party buff, it gives 10% magic attack and 10% magic defense. And I guess I should go over Starfin as well on the skills here. The skill for Starfin, Starburst, it has takes 5 stamina and has a 5-second cooldown as well. That's something I should also mention, because I mentioned that in my first video, which was Draco Newt, which if you want to check that out, you can check that out too. Anyway, so now the next thing to do is to get Starfin to, well, of course, evolve. Let's check out its attacks though. Get off here. Now, I will probably head out here into the field. I probably should be doing, should be out there. So just head out here to like puffs, because puffs are closest. As you can see, it does kind of waddle along the ground. How it slides across the ground on its stomach and doesn't get stomach burn, I really don't know. Or rug burn, in a sense. You'd think that'd be uncomfortable. Starfin floats. But Starfawn kind of, yeah. Kind of just slides across the ground. Okay, so its left click attack is a ranged attack. Kind of a projectile. There we go. So you might want to kite your enemies, but that is a magical attack. And its right click attack is the shield barrier. So that gives you a barrier against magical attacks, which is useful. Pretty interesting. Might be useful against something like Wilker. Wilker has a magical attack. And the Q attack is a beam. Just gotta wait for that 10-second cooldown. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a short beam, which is kind of cool. And that's a magical attack as well. So, next I need to get this to the next evolved form. So yeah, I've got to do some leveling. Okay, I have a Starfawn at the required level and the required items. So yeah, we'll check it out here. Just look at it in the Magnuspedia. So look at Starfawn and the evolution requirements. Now, Starfawn evolves into Starjade at level 45, and the stat required is Wisdom of greater than 50. And then it also requires Max Affection, so it can be difficult to get to, but you'll get there eventually. And it requires a Glitter Pod. So yes, one of those elusive Glitter Pods. And I should also mention that both Glowfigs and Glitter Pods are also spring crops, so that's when you would grow them to be able to tame and evolve Starfin and its evolved forms. So let's evolve this to Starjade. I happen to have some Glowfigs on me, or not Glowfigs, Glitter Pods on me. So there we go, hold that. Now I will throw it at it, there we go. And now it's evolving into Starjade. There we go. Still kind of looks like a Loch Ness Monster. So, yes, it is fairly big. There we go. And now let's take a look at it in the Magnuspedia. So, Magnus, Starjade. Now, Starjade is the same thing as Starfawn and Starfin. It is a class of a nuker, and it's also passive, so if you find it in the wild, it won't attack you, it'll just kind of move around. And yeah, its favorite food is Glitter Pod, but it also likes aqua crops and fish. Its drop items are juicy raw meat, premium raw meat, and it still drops the Star Gem, the Star Hide, and the Star Scale as well. As for its attacks, it has Celestial Orb, which summons an orb of dark energy that slows enemies. That requires 15 SP, and I should say 15 stamina, and has a 7-second cooldown. And it has Astral Stream Plus, which shoots a beam of cosmic energy that damages and stuns, and that has a stamina requirement of 20, and has a 10-second cooldown. And then it also has Cosmic Aegis Plus, which summons a shield that reduces incoming magical damage, and that has a stamina requirement of 10 and has a 10-second cooldown. As for its passive party buff, it gives 15% magic attack and 10% magic defense, which is not bad, but I feel like it should give 15% magic defense rather than 10, because it's not as much of an improvement over Starfawn as Starfawn was over Starfin, which is odd, but okay. Anyway, So, take a look at the attacks here. Get on it. It is fairly big. Yes. We'll attack this bunny, in a sense. Okay, so it has a magical attack. It's frankly, this is its left-click attack. It's magical damage, and it's like, yeah, it's like, what, waves, like cutting blades, in a sense, magical cutting blades, and looks like they reach fairly far, honestly. Yes, actually, they're pretty good reaching. Okay, that's interesting. And the right-click attack, was that the beam? I think that was the beam. Let's see. Oh, okay, that's a giant orb. Let me see on that. Yeah, I kind of forgot it myself. That is, oh, the celestial orb. Okay, okay. The astral stream is the Q. So yes, celestial orb. Let's see what that's like. And that just damages over time, which is interesting. It's interesting, as long as you can get your target to stay in one spot. So you'd have to kind of kite it around the orb. Now the Q attack, let's check that out. That is the beam, which is more of a sweeping beam. Interesting. And that has a 10-second cooldown, so that's... There we go. Yeah, it's kind of a sweeping beam, which would probably be pretty good for crowd control, but also unfortunate in the sense of that it may not hit your target with all, with all the damage it could. Who knows? Now let's try the E attack, which is the shield. There we go. Yes, that is the magical shield. It's actually a little bit larger than Starfawn's, which is pretty nice. Gives you more of a defensive area. But if you get off, you'll only be protected if you're inside it, beside it. I assume. I actually haven't tried it. But it's interesting. Starfawn evolutions are pretty cool. So, yeah. Pretty nice Magnus. And I think that's everything on it. Just looking back at it here, yeah, that should pretty much cover Starjade and Starfin and its evolution, or I should say evolve forms. So, yeah. If you like this Magnus showcase, hit that like button. I really appreciate it. It really helps us out a lot. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that bell icon, leave a comment, and of course share it. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.